let's go here.
Okay.
Let's see. Where are we doing?
How's the lighting?
I think the
Can
lighting is good. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I like
Guys.
this lighting.
What's going on?
We're giving you.
We're live and it's late.
We are live, you guys.
Yeah.
It's really late.
I was born at 2:55 in the morning. So
7:25 here.
This is the twilight hour. It comes naturally for me to be up late sometimes.
So we shook it up. We chose Capricorn as this readings,
Capricorn.
I shuffled these cards, but I'm going to shuffle them again.
Capricorn.
I'm Kendrick.
And I'm Dale, and we're Providence Tarot.
So we're going to get into shuffling your cards a little bit more, Capricorn.
What's going on with you? I'll come down a little bit.
You guys have Saturn in your sign retrograde, and you have Pluto in your sign retrograde. What's going on with that, y'all?
Saturn, your ruler.
How do you even feel about that right now?
It's there. It's home.
It is home.
How is that affecting you?
And
it is natural for you.
It's just like fast asleep. Like, she's like,
there's some revisions that need to possibly be happening or that are happening, right?
Are there transformations happening right now? We were looking at this. We like to look at theplanetstoday.com to just kind of like give us a sense of like where the planets are for those of you who like are interested or curious as to know like how we know where planets are sometimes. We go to theplanetstoday.com.
Yeah, and we're both very airy. Yeah. And that way I have Gemini rising. And he has a Libra rising. He's a Libra sun.
Hi,
and
Melissa.
I'm a sun in Leo. So we we like a lot to like look at the analytical stuff about it. My midhaven is an Aquarius, so I'm all about some far-reaching understanding how the planets work. He's always telling me like where something is. They're moving so fast. Of course, the closer inner planets, Mercury and Venus. And then if you follow some of the asteroids like Juno and like Lilith and what's going on with is for, people that you might care about or your significant other or your children or anything like that. Kind of be ahead of that wave. Kind of like jumping into that wave. Capricorn, what's up?
So right now, where it's going to be opposing Venus and Cancer. So what does that mean for you as far as like oppositions in your life, right? Before I cut the deck right now, you got the death card at the bottom of the deck before I cut it. So let's just take a look at that right there.
Okay.
This is saying that there are transformations that are happening in your first house with
Scorpio
yourself.
Energy.
Right, Scorpio energy, Saturn energy.
It could also, like, right away be talking about possession. Somebody could be possessive of you. You could be possessive of someone. It could also be talking about uncovering things, like their secrets. Right. You think about secrets here.
What's the dark stuff that you guys are trying to like?
Maybe somebody's keeping secrets from you. You're keeping secrets from someone else. They've always seen you a certain way. They're not seeing you that way anymore, or vice versa.
Bottom of the deck, the Hermit card.
Okay, that's Virgo energy. Maybe there's this need to be perfect or be seen perfectly, or just them not wanting to find out something, or you not wanting them to find out something, or them not wanting you to find out something, from the whole situation. Let's talk a little bit about Capricorn. Capricorn, you are the last of the earth signs. You are cardinal, right? You rule the 10th house, right? So you're ruling like, heritage and goals. Capricorns really know what it means to like work hard and make things manifest. You very much care about like what your friends and families like think of you a lot of the times, unless you have like, some stronger aspects in Aquarius. You really kind of care about those types of things. You don't want to miss out on the magic of life, right? You don't want to miss out on
FOMO.
Right.
You're missing out.
And you also want the proof of things. Capricorn naturally likes to work and feel accomplished.
Yes.
Right?
Feeling accomplished. Blue Wolf Radio, Mars and Capricorn. Hey, I'm pretty sure you like to work and feel accomplished.
Mm-hmm. You guys also rule time. So either depending on where natal stuff is going on for you, You could be a friend of time or always dealing with time. Like either certain things happen really fast for you. Time could be a really sensitive factor in your life somehow. Like getting to do something in the certain amount of time, or like how much time it takes to do something sometimes, or how much time to get like some information from someone, especially if you have emotions. Like that really affects you a lot. Like when people contact you and how long it takes for somebody to contact you, or something like that. That could really affect a Capricorn, right? Because you guys aren't intuitive in that way. That's Cancer, right? Which is opposing you. You're like, I need to know from your actions or from what's real and what I can feel. Hi guys,
Hi, it's
what's
okay,
up?
Taro. So we're doing a 12-house spread for you tonight, and like we've never really done this spread for you guys on YouTube. So we really like went through it, and we were hoping that it would be Capricorn, and we lucked out. So let's get started, and your first house.
This is like the first time that we have done this type of reading for you guys live or anything. So This is exciting, and we're going from your tropical or your sun. Your sun being in Capricorn as the first house.
Right.
So we're just going to go through from that. So then second house will be Aquarius energy if you kind of want to kind of follow along in that kind of way.
Okay, so let's go with your first house. You got the Ace of Rods, so that's great. I feel like that's like some cardinal fire energy already right there.
Mm-hmm.
Mars is actually in Aquarius right now, so we'll see what's going on with your second house when we get there. But this is talking about new initiations of like intrigue, right? It's like the passion and the creative drive behind an idea of who you are and what you have to offer and bring to a situation. It's like a very like fresh sensibility of like what you can do.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting like you want to initiate something, or you want to initiate new forms of yourself. Your mind, this is your identity. This is your awareness of self. This could even be partially associated with your body somehow, and you're feeling really spirited. Some of you want to like work out more, that type of thing, or some of you maybe want to take a trip, or you are just recently thinking about somebody. Like you just recently, oh my God, you ran into somebody or stumbled across something, and it seems like something very exciting to you that you just want to put some passion into. This is like the first house, also ruled by Aries, and Aries also
maybe.
Aries also ruled. First spirit,
right?
And the first house is spirit,
right?
And this is a spiritual card,
exactly.
So that's all kind of talking about maybe a harmonious
identity.
Yeah, right? That's kind of like a harmonious flow of what you're thinking in your mind versus this new action that you might have. So if some of you are thinking about a question, especially if it pertains to something that you can control and do, the choice is definitely to go for this impulse. This is a lot about impulse.
Positive too. As far as like what the possibilities are, because it could go either way. This is like at the beginning stages, so it's like you have the tool of the gas. It's like you got the gas, right? All you have to do is put the pedal to the metal and start rearing up and getting going, right? And what you do after that is up to you. But you've got everything being offered to you for this new beginning to take place and to be initiated.
Something's clearing up. You see how the hand is kind of coming from out of that cloud there, so defiantly with that stick, like that's a call for action in a way. And that something is initiating, and it's definitely, it could be even someone else because it is spirited, but it's going to affect your mind in this way. It's almost like a written all over your face. If some of you like someone right now, it's kind of like it's apparent. It's not, you can't hide it,
right? Maybe
and maybe you have tried to hide it, depending on what's going on here.
Maybe some of you have actually been planning for something, and now that you've reached a point where you can take action on those plans, you're going to do it. It's like you may have been saving money, or you may have been like contributing to something, on a financial basis, or maybe you have been like dealing with like stocks or like just your savings in general, and now you feel like you have enough money where like you're comfortable and you can like do the things that you've always wanted to do because you've saved up for them.
Virgo is at the bottom, so it could be talking about a lot of things here. It could be talking about an accumulation, perfected work, an isolation.
Right.
It could be talking about a letting go, kind of like going inward.
It could be a new job.
It could be a new job. It could be also just kind of maybe more recently you haven't been as kind of like wanting to go out as much or being as social as you normally want to. And it's saying in your mind that maybe you're going to have a new spirited initiation of that, or think about someone in a new critical of your mate. And you might have to realize that too, because that is Virgo energy, right? Bottom of the deck there. So that's just something to think about. You know, Capricorn likes to do these earthly duties, but can do things emotionally, and it comes out in a way that's earthly.
Right. It's like almost did some of you like offend someone accidentally, but it was like you didn't really mean to offend them. It was just from your critical nature. You said something or you did something and it kind of like offended them at work. It could have been that. Okay, so in your second house,
your second house, another wand.
Right.
We're still talking about spirit,
right,
and now we're talking about a fixed air.
Right.
This is the Aquarius house. You know, Aquarius is your second house for you
to
here.
The king, right? So you went
all of the emotions
of the rods to get to the king,
and it's in relationship to like your ability, your assets.
You really want to get something now,
and for some of you, this is your man. There are a man, yeah. This is like, or a woman, you know.
You might want to get
but
that
like,
man, you might want to get that woman.
Yeah, if this is pertaining to a relationship or like something like that, then you definitely you have all the wands there, 0 to 60, and you really want to make it tangible because traditionally the second house is ruled by Taurus. I want to have you. Right.
It's like you guys actually
want mind's fixed on it.
You want to see what the relationship is actually based on, because right now it's really great sex. And it's like you're just kind of like, well, what is this really? You know what I mean? Like, what is this really? Are we just having great sex, or are we like actually going to be like going to dinner and stuff like that, or going to the movies, or like, you know, am I going to meet any of your friends? You know what I mean? Like that type of thing. Or are we just really just going to be kicking it like we have been?
And pertaining to work, some of you are like feeling more spirited about work again. Some of you are definitely like, you know, being like, oh, I got this thing to offer, or maybe something happened. You might have even been promoted, possibly, or you know, on the shadow side, something could have accumulated where now you're full of this passion or this rage or anything like that, and you're fixed on this spirit, and you know it to be true. You know it to be true. And so it's a very mature kind of fire energy. Yeah, and this has something to do with what you have. So this could definitely be a court card. So it could be, like I said, your father, your husband, your son. It could be even your boss. It's like something that you have that you deal with in your day-to-day routines. Someone that can affect you in this kind of spirited way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at your third house.
Let's tie it in together. Yeah. All wands right now.
All wands right now. So that fiery energy is very
prominent. Energy is really prominent right now.
You got the 7 of wands.
Okay.
Mars or Saturn in Leo.
Okay. Yeah. 7 of wands. Yeah. This is Mars.
Mars and Leo.
Mars and Leo. Mars is interesting because so this is like matters of the heart.
Right.
And this is in the house of communication and neighbors and siblings and kind of like your acquaintances and different things like that.
For you, this is Pisces, right? This placement. So for you, it's almost like you have to defend yourself against like, you know, people who don't really understand like where you're coming from when you communicate from an emotional place. Because people don't really see you being emotional because you're Capricorn, you know what I mean? You're so like rigid and maybe a little bit hard, and you're very stoic and stern, you know what I'm saying? So it's like when people start to feel you in this place, or when you start to communicate this type of energy of feeling like a little bit vulnerable, then, you know, it kind of gets them to be a little bit closer to you because there's strength in being vulnerable, you know what I mean? So you also want to think about that. And sometimes it's a little bit too much. Maybe you're actually being a little bit too vulnerable. You're making too much of a big deal about defending yourself. You know what I mean? Because it's like you feel like.
Yeah, there's like
placement.
Yeah, there's Mars.
Double
Mars there. It's just kind of like this could very well be like your sibling. You could be having conflicts with a sibling. That could be somebody, or with like a roommate, or with like an acquaintance. And it's like it's like conflict with an advantage.
It's a slew of things that you guys are going through,
and it's like kind of like a slow. It's like not just one thing exactly. Yeah. It's like accumulation of things over time that might not be easily solved.
Right. If your siblings,
you got to put energy into it. Yeah, exactly. If your siblings, or if your neighbors, you stay next to each other, so you see each other. They play loud music upstairs, something like that. Right. It's affecting you. Or
kids keep throwing things in your yard. You know what I mean? They keep running through the yard, doing stuff. You kind of already told them you don't want them to be doing it. Now it's getting to be too much, and it's like you really don't have to want to like take it somewhere where you're like getting a fence or something like that. You know what I mean? Because you may have even like your neighborhood. You may not want to close yourself off from your neighbors, but it's just that you want your neighbors to like respect you and your home and your yard and everything that you built for yourself.
And the Mars there in your heart could definitely be talking about putting aggression into matters of the heart right now, right? To your friends and communicate more, and you'll get more out of it. There's a lot of like, there's a lot of spirit. There might be a lot of purification, toxic, or really think about changing the way that you feel or the way that the relationship goes, the current in the relationship.
Are you be that bad? You know what I mean? It's like
you want a new beginning.
You got to understand that, our parents aren't with us forever. So when your parents are gone, then you really only have your siblings and their offspring and your offspring, if you have it, to really like continue your familial unit and feel, united with.
Or this is your lover, like I said, with the Virgo at the bottom. Some of you are being too critical of your lover, possibly. Or somebody like this, especially for somebody who just started dating. And it's not necessarily for a married couple, but it could be even because for the married couple and stuff, this is someone that you have. So it could be definitely in a sense, like either someone that you've had your eye on for a long time or someone you see in a way that is definitely routine and you guys affect each other regularly, emotionally. There's an understanding. There's a contract of emotions or ties, and you've been kind of fighting this battle of communicating, or they have.
Right. Let's look at your home. Ooh.
Okay.
The sun.
Yeah, so there's awareness.
Yeah, there's awareness. It's like you can see things for what they are, and it's clear, and you're unapologetically you because you live in that freedom, right, of being who you are. And it's like, at home, this is good, right? This is good relationships at home.
Yeah, it could. There
might be children involved.
I mean, overall, it's very positive because it is the sun. Right. But you also have to think about all the qualities of the sun. Some of them can be also, like I said before, self-centered,
damaging.
Right. So it can be kind of self-centered and kind of like focusing on what you want. The sun is benevolent in that way, and it's like, I know what I'm offering, and it's don't you need it, and this is what it is, and so you kind of have to be making sure that you're being a little bit more diplomatic here, especially if it comes to relationships, right? Because if Venus is there and the sun is there in the home.
I did say unapologetically you, but unapologetically you could actually mean like
fire. This is the 4th fire card that you guys have got. So there's a lot of spirit around this.
Basically, all the around the closer houses, other than the bottom of the deck, is fire.
Yeah, everything is fire. And even in the bottom of the deck, the Hermit is holding the wand.
You gotta calm yourself down.
Yeah. So
you gotta calm yourself down.
Yeah.
It's like you guys are just going a little bit out of control.
Really are.
Like the craziness of the flames and the heats and the dating of the people and
there's a lot of excess, or there's just a lot of like feeling.
But you guys are excessive, right, Capricorn?
There's like an awareness, like even people maybe around you are starting to see all of this energy in you now, starting to come out during this time, or maybe you've got all of this, these things that you want to do, and people are starting to be a little bit more aware of that, or you want to bring more light to your home life somehow. Right, you want to bring more satisfaction and even more positivity, especially if there's been any conflicts there, whether either with like a sibling. Now I'm talking about really just like the home life more so, and not like your family as much. But it could be your family, or it could be even your mother, especially since the stream, since your Mother's Day. There's an awareness with the fourth house being there, right? And you're talking about the evolution also of your love. So you could be, because Cancer traditionally rules the fourth house, right? And for you, the fourth house is Aries as well, which showed up here in the wand. There's a correlation here.
So it's almost kind of
like the mind.
Where do you come from? And how do you value that place where you were initiated, right? Where you were projected from? Are you embodying those qualities that were instilled in you, right? For you to be successful in life?
It's like, some of you might even be wanting to be greedy with things, possibly greedy with, and I don't mean like actually monetary things. I mean like people and passions and stuff like that. You're getting very excited, Capricorn.
Your home usually teaches you to be authentic, right? And it's like, are you being authentic here with,
or maybe with attention,
right?
Maybe with attention even. With the awareness there in the fourth house. There's a lot of fire here. And it's interesting because we were having a discussion about how we were going to do this reading for you guys. And if we started with Capricorn being in, the sun in your first house, if we were going to do this reading this type of way through the sun sign, through, looking at it in that angle.
So if you're a Capricorn,
the 12th house would be Sagittarius.
Right. If you're an Aries with a Capricorn rising, listen up closely.
I mean, there's just a lot of fire here. If you're dealing with fire signs right now, they're affecting you. I mean, you could be dealing with the Leo in the home life with the sun being there. This could be reiterating that with the second house. I have this fire sign, or a Sag even, or an Aries even. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of intense, fiery energy that you have directed.
Let's see if we can pull out another card that will not be fire. It's going to be crazy. Okay, well, this shouldn't have been like that. Okay, so you got an Earth card. Knight of Pentacles, Virgo. So really you have fire and you have Virgo energy in the reading right now. What's going on with that?
All right, so this is your fifth house. This is talking about, this is Leo. This is the heart. Right? This is the heart, and this is about expansion.
For you.
Actually, this is Pentacles. Sorry.
Right.
It's not a I saw the sword here.
Oh.
And I was thinking just then, I was thinking swords. But this is Knight of Pentacles reiterating. Because I just said Leo.
Yeah.
The house is Leo because it's the fifth house traditionally. But for you, this is Taurus, ironically. For this particular reading. And this is the Knight of Pentacles. So it's talking about, this pentacle could definitely be talking about physical manifestation.
You can,
or intimidations.
Right.
To
get those physical manifestations.
Because this is a lot about, the fifth house is also a lot about short love affairs as well. Passions, children,
and you have
massaging, sensual touch, and then
you got to think about it too.
The night there's are you intimidated by the feelings you have for this person, and you won't initiate it? You won't, but you need to. How are you going to get what you want if you keep biting your tongue about it? You know what I mean? It's better to just put it out there. You're so spirited.
Some of you are holding back when you feel passionately about something because we have all of these fire.
It's very sure. You're very sure.
You know what I mean? And you've looked at the situation basically because you have the Hermit. You've
it could be a goal.
You've seen it for what it was. You looked at the up, down, in, out, right, left of it. And it's like now you've got the Knight of Pentacles here in your fifth house. And it's really like all you have to do is come with a presentation of the thing that is actually more substantial. It's like the real thing, right? Not just the passions and the sex, but the real thing that you have to offer to someone, right? How you're going to allow them to see you authentically for who you are and what you have to offer them that they can value.
Seems like you're being intimidated by the real thing, Capricorn, actually. Like you're kind of focused, which was death at the bottom that we started with.
Right, exactly. Because remember that Pluto is still in your house.
Yeah, so there's like that reveal.
Somebody's guilty.
Yeah,
it's as your face no.
It is. It's like the reveal that's happening.
Right.
Out that, but it's also like maybe you're being too forceful. And it's short love affairs. So it's like, I feel this way passionately. You feel really passionate.
Right. And it's
there's like
it's almost like,
so much passion.
I won't have it any other way.
You're setting us on fire over here with it.
It's almost like, it's almost like you want to give the person, you want to make the person feel
like
they have all these options, but really you make them feel like they don't have all these options with you because you're like, oh, we're just doing it, we're just kicking it, and we're just having fun, and we're just doing stuff. But really, you want to be in something more with them, and you can see it happening.
Yeah.
But you've been leading them on for a long time, making them feel like it's not really going anywhere, but you know that it's something that you want.
You had your eye on it. This is the Pentacle. This is the slowest moving night out of all of the nights. And he's not going to be fooled, right? He's not going to be fooled by just necessarily all the sensual and this, that, and the other. And it might be you or the other person.
Right. This is an ongoing situation, something that has been going on for a while. So you can see the past, the present, and you're looking.
And that could be intimidating,
right?
Maybe that could be intimidating to you. Maybe you haven't done maybe you haven't had that depth. You play the games. Wow. I said maybe you hadn't had that depth, and this siren, could it be any louder? I hope that's waking you up. Woo!
Very bright.
Maybe you haven't allowed yourself to have that depth in that way. Maybe it's like it's easier to not go there and to have the restrictions and to focus on the physical because you are Earth sign. It's a little bit harder to get in there and not just think about the sex and how good the sex is or the travel is or the passions are, and really get to a place where you're looking at the emotions that are driving you to be closer to this person. And you could be fearing that they're going to be too critical, or you could be being too critical. You could be being like fickle about it a little bit, just because it's like they're hot and they got muscles or a big dick or some big titties or something, and you love that shit. But it's like there's more to it. And you might be actually thinking about initiations of like this feeling because I feel like there's a lot of simmering underneath for you, Capricorn.
What's going to bring some resolution to
get this fire out and have this crazy thing, or maybe you're not having enough sex and that's why you're thinking about sex so much, or you're having too much sex and it's like too much of a focus. It's an imbalance somewhere.
The crazy thing is that we were like, we hope you don't get another fire card. But the funny thing is that this is the Knight of Pentacles and all Knights of Fire. So you're still
it's still fire.
Okay,
we did all that. We did all that for you to realize that the Knights are all fire. This is the fire that's related to Earth. Right. So what do we know about the Knights? They're also ruled by Chariot, which is home life. So it's also this could be someone close to home. Or could be someone that you met through your children or family somehow with Leo, or like upon your dream somehow, doing something. You feel that's where all the passion is coming from, because maybe it cuts straight to the heart. This person can cut straight to the heart. Get straight to you. You need love, a bad name. Okay, right? Like just straight to the heart, just slice into you.
Right. That song just came up, honey, and love.
It's a lot of fire here, so we're being really playful with this because
when I think of the
it's a lot of purging going on. You gotta let it go.
When I think of the 6th house, I think of Virgo, right?
Virgo.
So that's really like the critique and the analyzation that is actually getting you ready to be able to deal with someone else.
This is also your day-to-day
relationship, right? It's the day-to-day too.
This is your house of life.
How are you prepping
your daily
yourself?
Details?
How are you pruning yourself?
Right.
How are you, managing
also
yourself?
Your body, your sicknesses, also your job.
Right.
Like
what is it that
your
routines
sets? At your job, your employees, the colleagues at your job, especially if this is a relationship to someone that you like at your job.
The 6th house is giving you all the qualities.
Spirit. They always get on your nerves or something.
The 6th house is giving you all the qualities to end up with the perfect partner. which comes in your 7th house, because it's the 6th house.
Right, because the 6th house is also talking about being super critical of your partner.
Right, because then you're getting yourself ready.
Look at that. Is that justice?
The justice card.
I told y'all some of y'all weren't being fair.
Right.
Some of y'all are not being fair.
Right.
Okay? Daily, all the time.
Right.
Or somebody's not being fair to you, or you need to put more attention into your relationship. Like,
you're not being fair to this person because you're critiquing them all the time. It's like we were saying, you want to be in that relationship with this person, but you're treating it like it's just, bang, bang, bang.
Mm.
But it really isn't. You like this person.
Mm.
You're attracted to them. You think they're smart, funny. It's like, what are you afraid of?
What are you holding out on?
Right.
Right. And then you get to that place where, if you get emotionally blocked and you get angry with yourself for not dealing with the situation, right? It's like you can't move forward from something if you don't address it and manifest it into the real world and hear words land.
Right.
People need to, if you feel a certain way, you need to say, those are manifestations, right? Those are the rocks, right? Because even though it's spirit and stuff, you can't really grab fire. It's too hot. Air, you can't grab air. Even water falls through your fingers. But like a rock, you guys are earth. You can pick up a rock, you can hold it, you can throw it, you can hit somebody over the head with it, you can knock somebody out, you can present it as a gift. There are things that you can solidify when it comes to really manifesting something. And I think with justice being there, that's normally the ruler of the 7th house, which is Libra. House for you, Capricorn, is Gemini energy, right? So it's still, again, it's mutable, double mutable, mutable energy, also ruled by Mercury. So it's talking about communications daily. So some of you are not giving, either you're having anxieties over not getting the love that you normally get, or the attention literally that you normally get from somebody. And it's a very mature thing. Like, I have them, don't I have you? But I'm not getting that from you. It could be that. Yeah. Or it could be like, you're not communicating well what your needs are, so you're not getting them met. But you can't expect somebody to just know. You have to communicate, and you have to communicate with words and with manifestations, even though you're not always sure that he or she really appreciated that. Because Cancers are emotional, and Cancers are Cancers are the opposite of Capricorn in that way. They can't really, it's very hard for them to detach the emotions. You understand? So it's like, they're going to be like, they're coming from a place of more depth. It's going to be hard for them to just be like, oh, it's just sex and it's fun. And even though I like seeing them, I'm just caught up on the sex. It's harder for them to compartmentalize stuff like that. So,
it's funny because, the 3, 6, 9th, and 12th house are all going to be mutable for any cardinal sign that starts in the 1st house, right? Mm-hmm. So, when we look at your 3rd house, Justice card, right? So it's almost like the overanalyzation of the relationship and critiquing it to a point where it's like, you'll never come up with a resolution based on how you feel and how you really see the situation, because you're stuck in a stalemate right here with this Justice card being in the 6th house. Because Libra really, people say that I'm a Libra, and I'm a Libra rising with Pluto in Libra. So I'm a Libra, so don't get crazy. They say that Libras can't make a decision. And sometimes I kind of resent that. But it's like, when you got this here in this place of Virgo, it's like in this mutable place, now you're really not allowing yourself to get to a place where you can make the decision.
Where it's like overthinking. Right. It's overthinking maybe the information even. It's like the Mars count. So if you think about Mars in the placement with the house readings, think about what houses rule or ruled by Mars. The 1st house, which also is Aries, is there, right? And the 8th house, which is about to be revealed.
Right. Because we're
later on,
in the 6th house. We got 2 more houses to go.
So we got,
and you'll be revealed there. I have Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto in Libra. Okay, damn.
Okay, right. Right, but cardinal energy. So cardinal energy, you can really understand. And yes, definitely with this, it's saying 6th house stuff. This is talking about considering your relationships even at work. Right. Also your reputation at work.
how are you treating this relationship?
Maybe some
every
people,
day?
yeah, some people at work aren't being fair to you, or you're not being fair to people. That could be definitely something to do with that.
It's like there are inconsistencies within how you are nurturing or cultivating this relationship from a mental plane. Like, how are you bringing the communication in so both of you understand that you are communicating, that you guys are on the way to probably being in something more?
You need to be more progressive with your relationship. This is Virgo. It's all about establishing order. And this is relationships and Venus. So it's talking about some of you out there. It's like, I know because I have a Cancer moon and I have a deep Capricorn love in my life. And I'm gay and my Jupiter is in Capricorn, which is very significant in that way as well, as far as that masculine male energy. I end up dating a lot of Capricorn moons or Capricorn suns sometimes because opposites attract in that way. And it can be, really hard to get that expression out of the Capricorn. Right? Yeah, now we're about to get into the 7th house because it's been a build-up. Now, the 7th house is your relationships. These are the people that are opposite you. Like, this could be in correlation with foreign studies and different things like that, higher learning in certain ways, but also like your spouse. Or, because it's your ascendant is what the things that you're moving towards and what you have. And then this is what you're going to be attracted to in someone else, but also your north node and your south node and that type of energy as well, like where you're coming from. We couldn't really correlate that as much to this in houses, but you can definitely correlate it with the rising and the descendant here. So we're going to flip in. Kendrick is charging the computer so we don't lose you guys. He's plugging it in. You guys, seriously, right now, you guys are on overload with the wands.
You guys have so many wands.
Everything is fire. Even the Justice card, which is air, is compatible with fire, right? Because air fans fire. All right. So this is Sagittarius energy.
Right. You give me moon and Sag.
Right. Yeah. Sagittarius energy.
So some of you are feeling a little bit.
This has been a spirited thing.
It's like, why are you being so defensive of your emotions? Like, what happened to you prior to meeting this person?
Why are you blaming them?
That is making you treat them like this. You know what I mean? It's not according to how you feel, really.
You're not allowed to keep them in this emotional bondage. You've got to be fair if you want it to grow. Right. There are some really intense sexual passions, possibly. Maybe the chemistry is just really on point with the sex. But I'm getting a lot of there needs to be a purging of spirit. It's also like an accumulation. Mm-hmm. It's like, everything else is literally a reiteration of it. Right. And the awareness of it being there in the 4, that's 4 is solid. That's construction. And that's the soul, right? That's the water. The waters are the soul. So it's saying what? Your spirit wants this initiation.
Right. But there's a blockage here. It's like you're being way too stubborn about just not allowing yourself to get in the way.
Right. You're definitely not allowing yourself to get in the way. He won't let go of the past hurts that are thrown at me. And then I go into think mode.
Okay. So are these past hurts that maybe you have caused him?
There is with the wand being here, it's talking about really you guys have to purge this. Right. It's setting it on fire. No. Okay. Okay, so it's not past hurts. You can't bring this excess baggage in. We all do this. You start dating somebody new and you start processing, that relationship to this relationship.
Oh, okay. So his ex-wife. So it's him that we're really talking about.
Oh, but is this the one? Is Keisha? Are you the one with the Cancer? Okay, so he won't let go. He's a water sign, so he associates things from past experiences.
Right, and that's here in the Cancer placement, right? In relationship to Capricorn, Venus is right there right now, so it's all about your
right. Venus and Cancer,
right? So the relationships are really being challenged.
It's really highlighted right now,
and Saturn, which are really causing
day to day 6th house.
It's extracting parts of your relationships from the ether, from what exists within your relationship, and allowing you guys to really see what it is. It's like a concentration of what the relationship is and how it's going to be like boiled down to this concentration, right? Because it's like Pluto is there, and Pluto really extracts and pressurizes, and so does Saturn. And right now they're both retrograde, yeah? So it's like they're not really working in the ways that they want to. Yeah.
This is kind of reiterating the message as well, because what rules the seventh house traditionally? Libra, Venus, relationships.
Right, exactly.
So this is straight up the highlight that's saying, okay, Moon and Sagittarius, like you've been on this feeling for a minute.
Right.
This ain't no surprise. Mm-hmm. You've been on this person for a minute. They've been on you for a minute. Whether you're even dating that person or not right now, you could be dating somebody else because you are a Capricorn. You still think about that person.
You've been given
when you close your eyes, who you think about when you go into bed, boy? Girl.
You've been given it okay, like for a while now, right? And it's like it's like you want to see it get to the next stage, but there's just a block. Let's look and see what the next house is.
All right, so now we're getting into secrets.
Okay.
Right.
You got the Hanged Man's.
Okay.
This is
shared resources.
Shared resources, right?
And secrets.
Or this is in the house of Scorpio,
matters,
right? But
house of Scorpio.
For you, it's Leo, so it's fixed, right? So it's a fixed sign.
It's almost like bringing awareness. Yeah, it's fixed. It's like, what is the sun? The sun is so unapologetic. It's like, the awareness of how you feel.
You afraid to make a move, really.
Right. This person is afraid to act on their passions a little bit here. And there's an awareness here. But usually this is talking about the other person.
Right.
Not the actual, this is like you waiting for your lover to act.
And
you might feel hung up.
Sometimes this is a very spiritual card where it's like, oh yes, you're allowing your imaginative side or to guide you through spirit. But in this sense, it's almost like you're just at a stalemate. You're not really choosing to do anything, because as long as you don't choose to do anything, you can at least stay in this place of knowing that you're still involved with them, but it's not really moving forward to anything more. And that isn't really going to benefit you right now, because it's like once you start to have feelings for people, you won't be able to control them, right? This is the house of Scorpio. So you're trying to control your feelings by not doing anything.
I know. What the house of Scorpio? Yes, you're absolutely right. Yes.
So it's like you're imagining
illusion.
You're imagining, right? You're seeing your disillusion, really, and it's
right.
You're not going to be able to really fight that,
Yeah, it's almost like I talk about this a lot with the Hanged Man, because this is a waiting period, right? This is a waiting period, and this okay, so you got a waiting period, and there's secrets that might need to be revealed, or Scorpio, which is talking about things that you don't want to talk about.
You can't control the outcome of anything,
Yeah.
That's what we really have to remember, because honestly,
there's an illusion that might be there, and it needs to be, there might be a transformation that needs to go on.
Now that Pluto and Saturn are retrograde, you might be disillusioned that you can control the outcome. But once they start to go direct, and you're in this place still, and you realize that you don't have control of the outcome, then you're going to be feeling like, damn, I should have done something, or should have not done something when I had the chance.
Well, here it's saying that the Hanged Man is saying that you can't do anything.
Right, exactly.
Actually.
But it's like she wants to control it, but it's like it's saying, no, you can't.
Yeah, it's like you can't control what what that lover's going to do. What you can control is your awareness of whether you're satisfied in the situation, or you're not getting satisfied sexually, or if you are satisfied sexually and you want to connect in a deeper way, or some of you there might be something illusion prone here. Like you could be illusionary in a way,
right.
And you're up on the fantasy of the illusion, you don't really want to get deeper.
Well, right, yeah, you're
or the other person, right?
You're not moving forward, so really, it's just like this dream sequence that continues to happen, and it's
or the other person's doing it to you,
right? Exactly.
It's a little there's a little there's more work to be done here to feel fully balanced in this relationship on a regular day-to-day kind of routine kind of way, like an affirmation even.
Guys,
right?
It's 2:20 a.m.
Yeah, it's 2:20 a.m. You're up. Well, I don't know. Where's everybody at? It might be not as late where you guys are.
It might be on the West Coast. So let's look at your 9th house. Oh. This is Sagittarius normally, but your ninth house is Virgo, and you got the sun in Virgo, right? And it's 10 of Pentacles, which is ruled by Jupiter. So this is almost one of the most positive aspects of your reading thus far with what we've told you and things working out.
And
this is material.
This is like really, some of you really have something special.
It's like
don't miss out on it. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that. Don't miss out on it by being overly critical or overly fickle or just being. That other side of that fear is like the 10 of Pentacles is the actual lottery card of like the minor arcana, and in a sense it's like the abundance and everything that you want in that physical kind of way that affirms, because you are Earth, that I have something and that I'm doing this for a reason is going to come in that Sagittarius like energy in the ninth house. Right, which is like Jupiter, I want to expand in this. So it's really saying all these feelings that you know that back, right? And look forward. Stay positive here, right? Also, there might be too much like focus on necessarily your own self needs. Try to be more balanced in your day-to-day routines. Like you're both in a relationship. Be fair, don't be selfish.
This Justice card right here is squaring this 7 of Wands, right? So it's like there's a little bit of interplay with the relationship, right? And the overanalyzation of the relationship and the need to like always be on the defense about things, right? When you're dealing with like your communications. But it's also like your emotions have a lot to do. It's like communicating a lot of like emotional things that actually don't really affect the relationship. It's like you're bringing up reasons for it to not go any further, right? But it's like little things because it's mutable energy. So it's like you're like, oh yeah, well, we're not really this. So it's like we're not really that serious, or we haven't really like I don't have a kid to this place, so we're not really together. Stuff like that.
For some of you, this is the ninth house. Ninth house ruler is Jupiter, especially if you're female, or just really strong Venus aspects and stuff. Jupiter is usually like the husband a lot of the times. So for some of you, you're playing. That's a 10 of Pentacles. That's like inheritance, heritage, children, whatever it is that you want to attain in that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The sun in Virgo is talking about the perfected work, right? Perfectly fit in that way. And in Sagittarius, it's talking about long-term goals. Seeing it and staying along that path, the path of endurance, and not letting yourself get, staying spirited.
I just told him I'm getting hungry again, child, Yes.
Okay.
You got the Ace of Cups right after the 10 of Pentacles. You better work. So see, we told you you wanted to be in this.
This is actually in your original ruler house, which is the 10th house. Capricorn rules the 10th house. So this is really bringing it home. The first water revealed, and it's the Ace of Cups, which is basically a symbol of all water, right? All of the water. It's talking about new love, overflowing, new versions of it, or you are really intimidated by these feelings right now. And it's like all of these accumulations of feelings is what you actually need to be looking at.
Right, because they're pure and very freely and lovingly, right? It's not like you don't have to like spill your guts out and throw chocolates and roses at the person, but it's really just allowing yourself to connect with them in a spiritual way, which is not saying going to church with them. It's just saying
it could for you.
It could for you if that's what you like, but it's saying like allow yourself to get to a place where you guys can share something together. It's not the 2 of Cups, but this is the possibility of the 2 of Cups. So if you acknowledge this, then,
this is the initiation, and it's the initiation on your part. You got 2 aces here. Right. So it's like the initiation is really coming from you. Something new could be coming in, but because it's in the first house and in the 10th house, which 1 and 0 is still 1.
Right.
Okay. So you're breaking it down. It's really still symbol. It's like reiterating.
I like this reading for you, but it is saying get your head out of the fucking ground and acknowledge this person for who you know they really are to you.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of like very mature fire
Capricorn.
energy, and it's crazy
Realize
because
it.
fire energy is so honest. It's the most honest and pure. So for all these cards to be showing themselves as like really trying to send a message to you that that's not what's happening for some reason or another. It's just not what's happening, but it is how you feel. So you want to really look at that, especially with the Ten of Cups. That's like, you're getting a lot of cards that are indicative of all of the suit.
Right.
So it's really cutting it dry, right? It's like, you know, getting the ace is like indicative of all of those water cups in a sense, and the new initiations of that. Getting the 10 of Pentacles is like all of these pentacles, that all of the work and effort and energy that you put in, right? Physically doing stuff, showing up places, all of the sex, all of the dates, and this event, and I met your mom, and a da-da-da, or we got a child,
it's
or
like
da-da-da.
You want to allow this person to be this role for you because that's who they are anyway.
Yeah. Right, exactly. It's like, It's like you guys are playing house. You already doing it, but you didn't like sign the marriage contract, and maybe you don't need to.
Right.
Everybody's different, and you guys are cats. You do things kind of unconventionally sometimes.
And don't get involved with people's past or former marriages or anything like that. Like, don't get involved with the wife, ex-wife.
You can be very traditional,
right,
and rigid in your idea of relationships sometimes, and roles, right? And maybe you want to be a little bit more flexible with that. I mean, all of the earth signs are kind of like a little bit kind of rigid in that way.
Let's look at your...
Because they know how much is at stake in a sense too. And that's why, you know, a lot of you will not...
Scorpio. With your 11th
jump into relationships.
Scorpio, but the 11th house originally
in a deep way.
Aquarius, okay? So there's some
Saturn, which is the ruler of you and of Aquarius.
Right.
And this is the 11th house.
Right. This is the
it's in its ruler.
Right. And it's air, like
and
Aquarius.
This is a relationship. This time I realized this is a relationship reading for y'all. This is a love reading.
Swords being in the house of Aquarius, and it's Saturn in Libra, you almost get that 5 of Swords energy, right? It's like Venus dealing with Aquarius because it's Libra, but then it's Saturn, which is Aquarius's ruler. So it's like, it's all wrapped up into this card. This card looks like death, right? Oh my God, the pain, the hurt. It's like you can't really think about what's going on in, you know, other relationships with other people that have been involved with your lover, and let that cause you pain in your relationship with them. It's like, why are you attaching yourself to someone else's karmic relationship, right? Also, you know, you don't want to have it become like this 3-party thing or a 3-party issue, yes? So you let them deal with their past legal binds, and you live your life as their new partner, but, you know, you're their new partner. It's not like you're attached to anything that they've already experienced. Yeah, don't get involved with. You know what I mean? And you're going to learn a lot of lessons from this. We're telling you that you're basically negating yourself from a wonderful experience. Yeah, you've got the Ace of Cups here. And your 10th house was just your midheaven. So really it's saying like you are going to be getting married to somebody someday. Okay? Or you're at least going to be establishing that emotional connection with someone that might be long lasting for you. Okay?
With this being in the 11th house here, you got Saturn here with Libra, and it's talking about like heart loss, and it's talking about trying to construct something. It doesn't necessarily have to be necessarily heart loss of that is caused by you or for you, but somehow it is affecting you. It could also be like you could have a friend right now that's going through a heart loss that you're trying to comfort. This is the 11th house of friends and like acquaintances and stuff like that. It also could have something to do reputably, like people are starting to see the suffering a little bit or starting to see the passion in you. Maybe you were able to hide it. Now your face is cracking a little and your friends are starting to find out some things that you didn't really want to because the death was at the bottom before, which could be hinting at secrets again. Right. And the Hanged Man being in Scorpio could be like, I can't do anything necessarily about this situation, but the emotions are affecting me. Where are the emotions coming from? They're coming from maybe 10th house matters, which could have to do with your hood, your people that you hang out with, your clique, your friends. They're causing these emotions to come up. Maybe you've been talking too much about your relationship around your friends. They're now affecting your relationship, and that could make it problematic as well. And you need to get back to a place with what's fair, and stop letting all these kind of analyzing or weighing. He did this and they did this, or their ex did that, which caused them to do this. And now I'm feeling like this. It's like too much. You got to bring it down and simplify it.
Just because you're around to
get back to a pure place.
Just because you're around to experience the cleansing process, maybe of a divorce or of a separation.
And there's like a heart loss there because you want to be closer. Maybe you're wondering when they're going to come back. There could be that as well with this being in the 11th house here. Or it could be like cosmic. You just them, like you know where to find them. Right? And maybe they stay in your building and you live in like a condominium or a duplex or something, or like maybe they go to your school, or they're in the same work field as you, but they're not really with you or anything, but you know how to find them. And so, maybe you're feeling like a type of loss, and you need to initiate it. Again, like it could be a friend that you miss even.
We're getting to the end of this reading, but I feel like some of you actually might be divorcing from someone that you are actually wanting to call it off and not get divorced from them or not want to separate.
Yeah, it could be something like that, definitely, where it's like, there's an accumulation of spirits somehow, and there's a lesson to be learned about intimacy.
Because with this card here, I'm saying like there might have been a divorce because of like a third-party situation that you may have found out on. But then at the same time, I feel like
somebody could have cheated.
Right, somebody could have cheated, and you want
to get definitely divorced, possible.
But now it's like you're like, but we really are meant to be with each other, and you may not want to get it, but you're that's troubling you because you're like, well, if they cheated, I should get divorced. But really, that's not, maybe not.
Right. It's about kind of like what lessons can you learn from this, and like kind of working things out. I mean, it is Aquarius energy there, so your mind is fixed on the heart loss. What's going on with the heart loss there? And like earlier we did hint at like sibling stuff. So if some of you are having family matters there, it's saying like, because this is an awareness, and there's an intimidation.
It's like
here.
The sun is opposing
the night being intimidating, and then it's like what's opposing it is
the night is opposing
the night is opposing the 3 of Swords, right? These are in opposition with each other.
A long situation, right? You've been dealing with this for a long time with probably the cheating. There were rumors surfacing, or maybe you had a feeling a long time ago, but it wasn't really real. And then now you found out later it was after a while. You know what I mean? But maybe it was a cheating scandal that you found out about that happened a long time ago, but it's no longer as prominent or as relevant in the scope of time because it happened a while ago, but you found out about it way later on.
Or you just weren't as serious with each other. Maybe you were just not as serious with each other, so you can't be really mad about it. Yeah, and now you're starting to get, what I mean? But now you're really starting to realize you want to lock some things down. Right. And so it's kind of like, how are we weighing out this? Because your friends know or people know that you know that this happened, that they slept with this person. Right. Maybe even they got kids from somebody else when you guys dated before and then you got back together. It could be anything like that because this is karmic, right? And kids are karmic. When somebody has a child with someone else, that is a karmic thing, karmic relationship.
Also,
so it's kind of like, that was meant to happen, but you can't allow that to affect your present state and the love that you guys have for each other.
Yeah, because that's meant to be.
Because that's meant to be. You guys are meant to be. And you can't.
This is the learning process behind actually realizing the strength that it's going to take for you to accept what already is.
Good, Capricorn. This is a good reading. Y'all really is juicy. Like, we should have already known y'all was going to give us some real
time too with Capricorn.
something down in there. Right. And y'all like slow with it. Y'all better stop. Okay.
We knew it was going to be something when we decided to do this reading that we never did. Thank you, Keisha T.
Okay. I'm all the way, and I done fell in and cracked my head on it. It's just, I'm so in. Okay. But this is a new beginning.
Right. And don't let your ego get in the way of the new beginning and the initiations of love. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like there is this new beginning and there are these new initiations of love and new feelings. And intuitively, you knew what the karmic lesson was going to be anyway with this person. And it's like you just have to allow yourself to, accept that and realize that this was meant to actually happen.
The strength is in the union here. You, like we said, you are so woke to this. Like, you already know who this person is. Like, you guys actually are ruled by Saturn. So you all already know about karma and time. And you are so already just like lustful and naturally awoke to the earthly matters of things. So when somebody makes you feel a certain way that you burn so inside, you like clenching your inner thighs together every single time you think about this person. Okay. Guess what? Those feelings, you're clenching. You're quivering, your teeth sweating, they're blowing your skirt up, whatever.
I wish
Stop trying to pretend like, why are you just letting that person know that that's how they make you feel then? Like, let that person know. Be strong and bold in that, right? Be bold in that, because if anything, at least you communicated all these matters and you can learn from it.
You want to do it so bad with that Ace of Swords.
You can learn from it. You're afraid. You're like, there's afraid. You're like afraid of the new beginning, or it could even be blind spots. Like maybe the blind spot is that you're not realizing how strong you guys actually are together and how compatible that your hearts are. Maybe you're too focused on the details and you're not being fair. Sixth house.
Yeah.
Right? You're not being fair in that way. And like, you're thinking about all the work you had to put in and all the consideration you had to do. Right? But they had to make sacrifices too. It's a relationship. It's two people. Yeah.
Different Capricorn guy. We hit it off great, but a few weeks into he found out his girlfriend was pregnant. Damn. Okay.
See, there you go. Right. That's karmic right there. He found out his girlfriend was pregnant, but he met you after. So now you're in this relationship, but you got this time.
You know what that means.
You know that something's coming, a new initiation of something that's coming, right?
Wendy Williams would say, no, don't get in on that. Okay, look.
I can't tell you which way or not. Like, honestly, that would be like you need to book a reading with us. Providence Tarot at gmail.com. And then we can actually specifically go in with you, because this is really just general. And that situation is a very, like, you really need to be careful because you don't want to be in a situation where you feel like you should have gotten out of that situation earlier. But then at the same time, you don't want to be blocking an actual union with somebody after they could, people, these things happen, and if they're not betrothed to each other, they're not betrothed to each other, and everything happens for a reason.
Would you be able to date somebody who got somebody pregnant knowing that they were going to have the child and you guys are going to stay together?
I think that I possibly could, because I have a Cancer moon. And that sounds really crazy.
I'm just asking.
But Cancer is just like, think about the ocean. Anything can fit in the ocean. It's like we're so unconditional in that way. If I really appreciated you, but I do have Mars and Saturn and Scorpio. So I can be possessive and I battle with forgiveness naturally. So you didn't hurt me by having a baby with someone else. Now, you know what I mean? Like, that's Aries. That's Aries if I'm like going to be selfish about it. But guess what? You got to have a damn reason to be selfish, though. It's your life. So it's like, you feel like you don't want to date this person because they got a baby coming from someone else. Like, all means go ahead. There's nothing wrong with that.
Pepper uncut, it does apply to Capricorn moon. So you'll be able to watch it later.
But the strength of it would be, can I just see this out? Because guess what? We were talking about this the other day. You're like, oh, you break up with that guy or something from when you was younger because you're like, they weren't really all that or whatever. And maybe I'll find somebody. I'm going to find somebody new for me. And we were like, guess what? 10, 15 years later from high school, there aren't. There isn't. That was the person. So you don't want to feel that way either. In other words, you don't want to live in regret. So you want to just be honest with your actions.
Let's get your outcome card up. And this is so good because this is a juicy reading. The Two of Cups.
Wow.
Venus
There's
and Cancer,
the outcome.
which actually is
Venus
opposing Saturn and Pluto right now. So this
is all about. I said this is a relationship reading.
Right. We were on that.
Reiterated.
Two of Cups, Venus and Cancer. And I said you didn't get the Two of Cups, but we'll see if you get it.
Venus and Cancer is right now. Venus is in Cancer right now as of Monday.
You got the Ace
so
of
it's
Cups.
like in Cancer for about 3 weeks, something like that.
Ace of Cups and Two of Cups. So you are making.
I said it was close to home.
You are making it to that next stage of this love and what it means to you.
Some of you are thinking about your mother too. So if you got a relationship with your mom that's not really that healthy, you need to see how she's doing, right? You need to see how she's doing. I'm not playing with you. You might regret it. So you know what I mean?
Right.
That's just something.
It's like you need to just go ahead and like be a little bit more compassionate, right?
Yeah, you need to be a little bit more self.
And that's the Two of Cups. So that's even more intuitive nature. It's like both of you know that you want this, actually.
Because there's a really positive. I mean, you have the Ten of Pentacles here. It is here, conjunct to the Ace of Cups. Right. So it could literally be, this person could literally be something really there for you. And you just feel hung up because you're like, is this an Neptune? Is this an illusion or is this divinity? Is this like ordained? Like I met this person and it's supposed to happen? This is actually the right way, right? I met this person, this is supposed to happen? But I'm hung up.
Capricorn, this is good. I think we're going to leave you here.
Okay, we ain't seeing you till July. You guys are so juicy with it.
Here's the thing. With Cancer, you guys got like an hour and 10 minutes. With Cancer, theirs was so juicy. We were like, we might have to do a part 2.
We might have to come back. So y'all,
this is related
if you're in a relationship with the Cancer, because this is home life too. So yeah, there's a lot of correlation with Cancers and Capricorns.
Right.
Make sure, like we've been reiterating this as well, that you guys look at your sun, moon, and rising. And when it comes to the relationship of your partner, the person that you're dating, you need to know what their moon is. You can look it up in a chart. You don't even have to know the time of birth. And that is what you see from them on a day-to-day basis. The person that's making love with you and fucking you every night or whatever, sorry for my crassness, is late, is moon. It's that moon. His actions or her actions are the way that she's seen in the world.
Cancer is already up, Keisha T. So you can see that one now.
Okay. So definitely look at that moon because that's all about the feelings. And what's the feelings? The feelings are the feelings in a relationship.
Look at the moon and
we
look
reflect
at the Venus
each other.
Too. Look at the Venus as well. Yeah.
Yeah, look at the Venus as well. Like if you know your Venus placement and planetarily, and look at that person's moon.
Right.
Like you can kind of see
because
Venus is about love and attraction. It's about what you're attracted to and what's attracted to you. What makes you attractive to other people. Right. And then the moon is what you feel. I'm feeling this. I'm receiving this. You did this, and now I'm reacting to it. That's the moon. Okay?
All right, you guys. We love you. Yes, you're welcome. Remember
some things for better things.
Really kind of like that. It was laid down. Sort of like,
Like, this was the bottom of the deck. This is the last card, right? Some of you also, this could be like an epiphany, though. Some of you could be having epiphanies about a relationship, right? You're having epiphanies because Cancer is all about going in on yourself and those feelings. The deepest desire of a Cancer is to love and be loved in return.
This is like the surprise card, this Two of Cups here, because we did allude to it showing up. And then the Virgo Hermit card was there the whole time looking down towards the Two of Cups that hadn't been revealed yet. So you had already known.
Some of you are ending something and you're right around the corner. It's going to be a fast new relationship. That could be something too. And some of you are really having some deeper epiphanies about yourself that are going to be really helpful in the next stage of your relationship.
Okay, we'll get to Virgo soon.
Yeah, okay?
That's for sure.
This was really, really, wow, juicy,
real
guys.
Good and juicy, not dry.
There was a lot. Yeah, there was a lot here. This is like some sirloin, and I'm vegetarian.
Right, he's going.
This is some sirloin. Right? This ain't lettuce.
Porterhouse. All right, you guys. Okay. We're going to say bye.
Thanks, guys. This is really juicy.
Have a good one.
All right. See you soon.